You walk into a store, one Rolex catches your eye. Price tag, $15,000. You blink. Why? Why is this little piece of metal on your wrist worth more than a used car, a semester of college, or half a year's rent? The truth isn't what most people think. It's not just about luxury, it's about what Rolex really sells. Let's peel back the layers, because once you know, you'll never look at that crown the same way again. First, let's kill the biggest myth. No, Rolex doesn't use the rarest gold or platinum on earth. In fact, many luxury watches use better materials than Rolex. So why do Rolexes still outsell them? The answer is power, not power in horsepower, power in storytelling. Rolex has spent decades engineering one thing no other brand can replicate: perceived immortality. When you wear a Rolex, it doesn't whisper, "I'm rich." It screams, "I've made it, and I'll never fade." But that still doesn't explain the price tag. So let's talk real costs. Rolex is one of the only watch companies that makes almost every component in-house, even the steel they use. It's not regular stainless steel. It's called 904L steel. It's harder to machine, tougher to polish, but more resistant to corrosion. Other brands avoid it. Rolex made it standard. Their movements, hand-assembled. Every single one is tested to COSC chronometer standards. Translation? It has to be absurdly accurate. Only a fraction of watches in the world qualify, and Rolex goes beyond that. They test their watches in conditions harsher than real life, diving into oceans, smashing into walls, surviving extreme altitudes. If it breaks, it doesn't get sold. But none of this justifies $15,000, right? Here's where it gets clever. Rolex controls supply tightly. You can't just walk into a Rolex store and buy any model you want. Many are waitlisted. Some, you wait years. This isn't poor planning, this is intentional scarcity. And what happens when something is scarce? Prices rise. People want what they can't have, and Rolex understands human psychology better than most. Now let's talk resale. A luxury car drops 20% the moment you drive it. A Rolex, sometimes it goes up in value the moment you buy it. Pre-owned Rolexes can sell for more than brand new ones, simply because of demand. It's not just a watch, it's an asset. For many, it's a safer bet than crypto or stocks. But here's the most unexpected truth. Rolex is technically a non-profit. Yes, really. It's owned by the Hans Wilsdorf Foundation. So a big chunk of its profits go to charity and research. They're not just building watches, they're building legacy. And that is the hidden ingredient. Legacy. You don't buy a Rolex to tell time. You buy it to tell your story, that you've endured, that you've risen, that you belong. Because a Rolex doesn't just sit on your wrist. It whispers in boardrooms. It nods at private dinners. It's a signal, not of wealth, but of permanence. Here's the real question. Is it worth it? That depends on what you value. If you want precision, there are watches that do it better. If you want flash, others shine brighter. But if you want a piece of history, one that moves with the times and defies them, then yes. You're not just buying a Rolex. You're buying into an idea that's bigger than the watch itself. So the next time you see one in the wild, don't just look at the metal, the movement, or the brand. Look at the psychology, the legacy, the empire built on one small crown. Now you know the truth. And once you know, you never unsee it.